Hello, I'm from Tony the Scar Ghost. Some weeks ago, I told you about how to develop and publish an application on Oculus App Lab. I made this tutorial with long, detailed instructions on how to make the publication, and to make it, I developed a fantastic application called the Unity Cube that is just an application with a Unity Cube. And I published it as a real troll on App Lab because I wanted it to be this super cube on App Lab so that all Unity fans can actually download it to show their love for Unity development. But the bad news is that this application is being rejected. Here you are my report about why the application is being rejected. So there are two reasons. The first one is that the screenshots of the application are repeated. So this reviewer from Facebook has complained because an application with just a cube has the screenshots that are all the same. So to make him happy, I made a lots of screenshots with me and the Unity Cube for all possible points of view so he can have all the screenshots that he likes about the cube in Unity. I can pass this part of the review process. And that was the easy part. I mean, just go inside my quest and shooting some fantastic screenshots about the cube has been pretty easy. In 5 minutes of fun, I already made it. But the problem was the other critic. The second reason is the VRC Quest Security 2 item. It is the application is asking for more permissions than the ones that it needs. So the Unity queue asks for the record audio access the microphone permissions for Android, but actually it is just a cube. It doesn't use the microphone. So it doesn't need to own the microphone. And this is a problem also because the microphone, can be used for violate the privacy of the user. And so it is pretty sensitive, it's Facebook. It is pretty sensitive to something about the privacy that can harm the user, and so the application is being rejected. And that's perfectly fine, but the problem is that actually I never requested for that permission because it is just an application with a cube. So how can I remove a permission that I have not requested, and why is this permission there in my Unity application? So let me show you how I solved this problem and how I submitted again my APK to AppLab for review and approval. The first thing I did when I received this notification is to check that actually my experience asks for that notification because I couldn't believe it. So how can you do it? Since I'm a nerd, I'm using the command line. I have all the Android tools installed. I have Android Studio, so I guess that you have them too if you're developing for the Quest. So to see the permissions that is added on the manifest of my APK, I'm using a tool called AAPT. You can find it in the build tools directory of your Android SDK. So on my PC, since it is on the default location, is in users, Anthony, AppData, local, Android SDK, build tools. The version of the build tools in my case 30.0.2/AAPT.x. Then I can write the permissions and the APK, in this case the Unity Cube APK. And you can see that actually I asked the permission internet that more or less all the APK asks, it is not a problem. Bluetooth, I don't know why. Record audio and modify audio settings. Record audio, modify audio settings are the problems that made my submission to fail. So these are the ones that you have to remove. So the second thing I did is that actually opening my Unity Cube scene, you can see that it is pretty simple. There is a cube, there is avatar, because I decided to add, the avatar hands just to show you that in AppLab you can have the platform, SDK, APIs, the avatar SDK features, unless that is different than when you use SideQuest. So in AppLab you can have all of these. And so I added the hands of the local avatar. And this was the problem because looking at the plugins, Android manifest was the first place where I looked in, But you can see that in the manifest, in the store manifest created by Oculus, there are some things about Oculus, the landscape mode, blah, blah, blah. But nothing here, there is nothing about audio, microphone, whatever. So again, I was pretty confused at first, but then I remembered how Unity works. So when you build an APK with Unity, you know that every Android application has a manifest file, Android manifest.xml, that exposes the main characteristic of the application, like the package name, the name, the resolution, the landscape orientation of the screen, and the permissions. When you do this manifest file, as you have seen in Unity, I can write my manifest file, but this is not the final manifest file. Unity merges this manifest with his internal manifest that it creates and create a final manifest. So actually it is not me that I asked for the permission, but it has been Unity that in its manifest has asked for the permission to record audio and change the audio characteristics on the device. So it is all Unity's fault. If you're an experienced Unity dev, you already know it. So the problem is that all inside the avatar SDK of Oculus. Because the avatar SDK also allows you to speak and to move the lips and to have interaction with other avatars. So of course it uses the microphone, and in fact if you look for a microphone, there are all these classes, microphone, live stream, microphone status, microphone input, microphone native. What happens? These kind of classes call the microphone, this one, the microphone class. And what Unity does is that if you call the methods of certain class, it already knows that you need the permissions to use them. So in this class, we call the class microphone. Analyzing the code, Unity notices that calling the method of class microphone and says, hey, you need the microphone. So you forgot to add that you need the permission to manage the microphone. So I added myself to the manifest. This is an automatic behavior that like 90% of the time is perfectly fine. Unity removes for us a lot of hassles. But in this case, it is a huge problem because actually it is adding permission of something that we are not using. I'm not using a microphone at all. I'm just want the avatar. But the avatar takes with it some methods, some code about the microphone. So Unity thinks that I need a microphone. So it adds the microphone permission to my manifest automatically. And the bad news is that looking around in Stack Overflow, there is no way to tell Unity to not do this. Unity will always do this. At this point, we have like three possible solutions to the problem. The first one is to remove all the files that mention the microphone. So in this case, take all these classes that are called methods of the class microphone. So basically all the classes with the microphone in the name in this case, and we remove the files and we build again and the problem will be solved. I haven't taken this approach for my application because I think that if in the future I need these methods, if there are other classes that are calling the methods of these classes that have microphone in the name, I should go in all the code, comment all the references to those classes, blah, blah, blah. It's complicated. And also if I had to update the plugin of Oculus in the future, all these modification gets removed and I have to reperform them again. So while for the Unity Cube was an acceptable solution, I was trying to find a way that is more general. So I didn't like it, but you can do it. You can remove all the classes that use the methods of the class microphone and you're fine. The second method is that you take the final APK with those permissions and use some tools to decompile it in an archive of files. Then you can open the Android manifest XML, the final one, modify it, and then compress the final APK. So you unpackage the APK, you change Android manifest XML, and then you package again the APK. You can find information how to do it on the web, like on this Reddit forum. You can use a tool called APK tool. I already used it. It is a command line tool. It's pretty nerdy solution. You can do it, of course, but it's a nuisance. It's an enormous nuisance because you build again. Because, for instance, you have to modify your application. You have again to, you know, redo this packaging thing. And furthermore, there is the problem that after you have package application again, you have also to sign it, to align it. So it's a very manual process because APK tool, you can see even here, so the APK tool is, something more hacky tool. So if you don't have the source codes of the application, you can use it to unpackage, make modification, package, sign, and do all the rest again. But since in the case we have it, why we have to do all this complication? And then there is the third path that I'm going to show you that basically makes you modify the Android manifest before you package and build the final application with the building and all the rest made in a graceful way. So let's explore it together. So again, we are in Unity, the application is built, it's all fine, and we have to build it. So we go to build settings, but this time, instead of just building or building around, we export the project. That basically means that we take the project, we don't create automatically an APK, but we create a project for Android Studio. So to which you can make an APK later. So we click export project and make export. So we hit export, and we create another folder for it. So the Unity Cube export, for instance. Okay, then we select the folder and let Unity do its super boring and long stuff. So after just 2-3 hours of waiting, I have this fantastic folder, the Unity Cube export. To open it, we have to open Android Studio. And then we're going to open that folder to open the Android Studio project. So File, Open, and we select not it motion reloaded, and we go opening the project, in this case, the Unity Cube bin, Unity Cube export. So let's hit OK. Let's open in this window. He asked me to update gradual, okay. As you can see, it's all alright, so the project is ready to be built. But we have to modify something, of course. It has no sense that we just build it as it is, otherwise we have the same problems. Okay, so we're here and notice that we have this Android tab here. Let's switch it to project. And then we have our project. We have to go to Unity library, source, main, Android manifest. So again, Unity library, source, main, Android manifest. Double click on it and you see the manifest the Unity has created that is going to be merged with our manifest to create the final manifest. And look what we have here. All these damn permissions. Bluetooth, modify audio, record audio. So the damn permissions that Unity has added to our application. So we can remove all of these, all the 4 lines with the record audio, modify audio, Bluetooth, usage feature, microphone, just leave internet. Anyway, all the applications, almost all of them have it, and save this file. So we have removed the requirement for the microphone in our application. So now we have to build. But remember that to build an APK for the store, you also have to sign it. So we have to sign the application using a key store that you should already have for the App Lab submission. So before all of this, I want to do another little thing. I want also to align the the APK. So I'm going to the launcher actually. Here in the launcher build.gradle, I'm going to add a line here to the release. So here you have to look in the file for the, Android, and then inside there is build types, debug, release. After the last thing in the release, you can add this zip align tool. And then you can sync as requested. So now the final picker will be aligned. That usually is a nice thing for the stores. And then we can build it, and you can make generate signed bundle APK. So I'll click on it. I'll choose an APK because it's easier. My application is little, but you can also use an AAB. So APK next, and then you have to look for your case store. So I will use the one of HitMotion Reloaded as I did in the other experience. If you don't know what is a key store, you can look online. It's like a signature for your application. You must have it to build for AppLab. So here you are, you have the HitMotion Reloaded ntw.kstore. Here I'm writing the super secret password. The key alias, ntw, key password. Okay, so next, build as release, add a signature. I choose both, finish. Now it is building all the applications, signing it and aligning it. So in the end, we should have an APK ready for the store. Okay, so it has finished the build. We are all happy about it. And you can find the final build location going to event log here on the lower right corner. You can see it because there is my face on it probably. So let me just, okay, so here you have this event log and you click on locate to locate the APK. As you can see, it has called it launcher release.apk, but actually this is our application, the famous Unity Cube. So let me take it and put it where are the other APKs. You can give it a new name like the Unity Cube Final. And now, if I return to the command line, I type again the AAPT command to verify what are the permissions, only internet. So I solved this problem. Now let's see if this APK is actually working now. Okay, so let's now install this APK through the use of SideQuest. Now, sorry for this. Okay. Okay, so let's just see what happens in my device so that we can verify it works. So I got the applications, the Unity Cube. The Unity Cube has available updates. Launch anyway. It asked me about updates because there is the version that I uploaded there already on AppLab. And as you can see, it is working. It is working the hands, the cube, and it has not asked me for any kind of permission. Before, when I open it, it asked if I had to use the microphone. Now, the avatar works, but it doesn't ask for any kind of permission. So, mission accomplished. This is how you can solve the problem. Of course, there is, as I said before, there are three methods. The one that you have to unpackage the APK is no way. I wouldn't suggest you to use it unless you have lost all the source code. Removing the files can be still an option because you have to do otherwise this process of building Android Studio every time you want to publish on AppLab. But it is also, this method that I showed you is also more versatile. You can use it update the Oculus plugin. You can continue like before. And just when you have to publish an app lab, you have to do this. So when you do the internal test, you just publish build from Unity because you don't care about the permissions. Just when you have to publish an app lab, you have to do it. And don't forget to go inside Unity before making the final resubmission to app lab. You have to increment your build number because you know that every build has an incremental number. If you leave the one of the previous build, when you re-upload an app lab, it says, okay, but this isn't the same idea of what you uploaded before. So otherwise, if you forget this, you have either to modify the build number in Visual Studio or to redo all the process of building. So this is something that you have to remember. Now basically the application has no more the permission, it works, and I submitted it again to Apple. Let's see how it will go because I think that all the community wants a Unity Cube on Apple. I hope this tutorial video has been useful for you. If it is the case, let me send you some subliminal message to you. And I wish you a great day in VR. I hope that your app lab submissions will all go in a fantastic way. Bye bye.